My dear friends, let's give some tzedakah together. We're expressing our prayers for the safety of our brothers and sisters all over the world, and particularly in Eretz Yisrael. The hostages to come back, and as I always say, we are all hostages. We're hostages in exile. Time, Ribono Shel Olam, to be freed and to all come to Yerushalayim, Ir HaKodesh, in the Beis HaMikdash with Mashiach, and may this happen right now. You know, I just realized for the last 2 weeks we've been talking mostly about Pesach, and rightfully so. But also those last 2 weeks we have been reading the Torah portion Acharei Mos, and it deserves a little attention. This Shabbat we're going to finally read the Parsha Acharei Mos, so I want to share with you a thought. Torah starts at the beginning. God is speaking to Moshe Rabbeinu, after the passing of the two sons, Nadav Avihu, the sons of Aaron, when they came too close to God and they passed away. I don't want to go into now the lengthy discussions. What was their sin? Basically, they got carried away with their own zealousness, with their own intensity of longing to Hashem, and their souls expired. And then the Torah goes on to tell them how Kohanim should behave in the temple, and so on and so forth. Rashi says, why does the Torah start with this? Ma Talmud Leimar. Why is it necessary here to tell us, the two sons who passed away, and this and this you should do? And Rashi says, Hoya Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah Moshe, gave an example, an analogy. A sick person comes into a doctor, and the doctor tells him, don't eat this, and don't sleep like this, don't behave, don't do that. Fine, so he hears. But then he goes to another doctor and says, look, you want to be alive, don't do this and don't do that, because the result is going to be so-and-so had identical situation as you had, and he passed away. Now somehow this resonates a little deeper, a little stronger, will have more an effect. So this reminded me of an anecdote that I heard. True or untrue, irrelevant. But I think it's a beautiful, powerful message. Let's just take two names. Reuven, driving on the highway, wild. In the 60-kilometer zone, he's going 150. Finally, he's stopped by a policeman. Shimon is his name. Policeman looks at him, and Reuven looks up to him and says, Shimon, this is you. We were friends together in Cheder, in school, in yeshiva. We know each other for such a long time. And Reuven immediately starts his monologue and says, look, Shimon, I know what I did was wrong, but I'm in such a rush. I have to get home to my kids and they're waiting for me, and gives the whole spiel. And he's expecting Shimon to be lenient for the sake of friendship, for the sake of his nice little story. Shimon looks at him and says, in a very stern way, license, registration. He hands it over to him. Shimon walks back to the car. And Reuven sees in his rear mirror view, he's writing. Now, whoa, how many tickets is he giving him on behalf of this friendship? Shimon comes back, gives him the note, and drives off. But he says it's not a ticket, it's a handwritten note. And what Shimon wrote over there is the following. My dear friend Reuven, 4 years ago, my little daughter is crossing the street, and the driver, like you, careless, speeding, ran her over and killed her. Driver was taken to prison, spent 4 years in prison. And throughout this time, I've been always trying to forgive the driver for his unintentional but reckless driving. My daughter will not come back. He is back home with his family after this prison sentence. But Reuven, I beg of you, I have one more son. Please, don't be reckless. I only have this son. I don't want him to be killed by drivers like you. Now this was much more powerful than a ticket. Reuven sat for a long time, bitterly crying, and resolving not to commit this error again. Says the Torah, Nadav Avihu had the best of reasons, but what he did was wrong. Don't look for excuses. Remember, there are results of your actions. And the result of a mitzvah is Moshiach. So let's do them.